excited, listeners, to welcome Steff Green, who also writes under the pen name Steffanie Holmes, to the podcast today. Welcome, Steff.
Hello, thank you for having me. It's awesome to be here.
You're very welcome. I'm super excited because you are coming to GenreCon here in Brisbane next weekend, they're making you work as well. I just had a look at the program, and you've got lots of activities that you'll be part of.
I do. I sort of haven't looked at the program too much because it's a little bit daunting, but
I could
it's going to be
imagine.
so much fun. And I'm really excited. I really can't wait.
And you've been flying around a fair bit. You've just been in the States, is that right?
Yes, I did a signing in Arizona, called Wild and Windy West, and got to meet just an amazing bunch of my US readers. And my husband and I thought, well, while we're there, and it's my birthday this month, we might as well have
Happy
a bit of
birthday.
a bit of a travel. Thank you. Yeah, a bit of a trek around. So we've done like basically a 4 week road trip around some parts of the States. So
That's
that
super
was
exciting.
super cool.
Now, you will be with us. You'll be delivering the keynote at GenreCon and also running a workshop on the Friday prior to GenreCon, which is 12 months to becoming a full-time writer. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's an interesting workshop because it's kind of evolved over the years. I used to run it online through my website. And as I've kind of started running it in person, we sort of talk a little bit less about kind of specific, because everyone's writing in a different genre and everyone
Mm,
has kind of different things that they're good at. And so I've sort of stopped talking so much about, okay, here's what I did, because what I did 8 years ago isn't necessarily that relevant to people now, but more kind of about really narrowing down on what your strengths are and what you're good at and what is going to kind of move you from where you are to where you want to be. So that's yeah,
amazing.
I think it's going to be good.
I did just check out that the face-to-face tickets are sold out, but people can still jump online to book in for the virtual sessions, which I might have to do. I'm like, oh no, I missed out on that. But it sounds like a very relevant workshop to authors as well. So, in terms of talking about full-time writing, are you talking about giving up your day job and being a full-time writer?
Yeah, effectively. I used to do a lot of coaching of writers, and I found most people this is kind of, not everyone, but most people this is kind of their dream, and it's sort of a metric. It's kind of a well understood metric of success for a
Hmm.
writer, especially a genre writer. You have a big enough audience and you have enough income coming in that you can live off that and you don't need a day job. And that's, even if you love your day job and you want to keep it, that's still like a really exciting place to be. And it's a place a lot of people want to be. So
Well,
yeah.
I think, yeah, that for a lot of, like, for myself, I am juggling a full-time job, raising my children, running a podcast, and trying to produce art. It's a lot. And I would love eventually to be in a position where I could be creating more content. And the challenge is, how do you do that in the cracks? So finding, if there's a secret, I would love to hear it.
I wish there was a secret. It would make everyone's life so much easier. I mean, unfortunately, it does, so much of it does come down to finding those spaces within the cracks and the ways that we all do that are a lot of the time our own. And I've got a lot of tips about kind of what I did in
Mm,
places where students that I've worked with have kind of found those cracks. But yeah, I'm trying to teach rather I'm trying to help people figure out how they can find their own spaces, if that makes
yes.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And just to give some of our listeners context for those who won't be able to attend the workshop, did you have a career prior to writing that you had to let go of once you had
Ye
achieved that success?
yes. So to cut a long story short, I trained as an archaeologist and a museum curator, and that was the job that originally I wanted to, the career that originally I wanted to have. And I basically wasn't able to pursue that as a career because I am legally blind and I experienced quite a lot of discrimination in the
Oh, I'm
workplace when I
sorry
was
to hear
trying.
that.
It's okay, I mean, it's not okay,
No,
but it led to where I am now, which is cool. And so when I gave up on that career, I started pursuing a career as an author. And as part of that, while I was working on my books and all that kind of stuff, I was doing sort of copywriting. So I've been working for about 5 years as a writer in the tech industry. So I used to write blog articles and website content and stuff like that about really kind of dull things about accounting software and siding for houses and yeah, just yeah, not as fun things to write about as that I get to write about now. Let's just say that.
my dream was to be an archaeologist as well. So I went to James Cook University in Townsville in North Queensland, and they have quite a strong archaeology and anthropology department, as well as like medieval studies and things like that. So I was in heaven. Unfortunately, when I was doing my first year learning all the basics, they got us to like do a grid of the quad, and I was like, I don't think I can do this. So the basics of trying to be an actual archaeologist in terms of the real life out in the field, I was like, oh, I'm a bit challenged in that way. And someone said, don't worry, maybe you can just work in research. And I realized very quickly that even though I have an adventurous heart, I don't have the manual handling skills to be able to actually be an archaeologist. So I just live vicariously through reading and watching movies these days.
Me too, basically. That's
But
yeah.
But I do find like your path, like sometimes when there's a roadblock, it sends you in a different direction, which actually leads to success, which has happened to you. But I am sorry that there was some discrimination there for you along the way. I have two sons who are on the autistic spectrum, and so I'm a big advocate for inclusivity and diversity. And I really just am supporting everyone to live their best life, however they choose to, really. So I'm excited that you've had such success with your writing, Steph.
Thank you so much.
And I do love that you are showing people that you can really do anything if you set your mind to it as well. Like people are just people, if you know what I mean.
Oh, exactly. 100%.
So you've got some other exciting panels that you're going to be part of, writing rituals, genre bending, and beyond book talk. I'm interested in beyond book talk because I feel like I'm the worst talker ever. What has
I,
your
I don't
experience been?
I don't know if you're the worst because I feel like I'm the worst. So, um, I've been part of so I have this group of, and I'll talk a lot about this in my keynote. I have this group of author friends, and we've had this kind of you sort of call it a like a mastermind, but I don't like that term because it feels like a MLM. But we've had this sort of small group for about 3 years now where we sort of talk on Facebook in the chat and we have a weekly Zoom meeting and we talk about the business and what's working and what's not working for us. And way back when we started the group, one member in particular was doing really well on TikTok. And so she kind of got all of us into TikTok. And basically, the eight of them have done incredible through TikTok and Book Talk. And mine is kind of ticked along. It's not, I've had a couple of semi-viral videos, but it's not really done nearly what anyone else has done. And I kind of think I didn't really do anything different. So I
We
find
should
it
be
a
shouting
little,
out to listeners and say, please follow Steph on TikTok. Help her grow.
help me grow. Um, but yeah, so I find Book Talk and it's an amazing community, and it's just so incredibly awesome to see all these readers, and especially people who've come to reading, or in particular reading romance and reading genre fiction for the first time, and just how excited they are about books and reading, and that makes me so happy. So I love Book Talk as a community, as a marketing tool. I feel like for me, it's been a little bit of a slow and steady, but it hasn't been the kind of game changer that it has been for a lot of people. And I think this story is more common than the kind of book talk sensations that you see sort of make you believe. Not everyone is on book talk like doing amazingly well, but even having a small presence on there has been super beneficial. So that's been really interesting. And the other thing about it is that it's taught me a lot about how to talk to readers about my
Mm,
books. And I'll be talking a lot about this on the panel, even when things don't do well on Book Talk, having those skills and being able to take them to other social media platforms, but and not even that, but other platforms full stop. My Book Talk videos do amazing as Facebook ads.
okay.
Um, and which is really interesting. And for some reason, I have never done well on Book Talk, but I have recently started using Threads and kind of Instagram Threads in kind of the
Mm.
similar way, and I find that that's working really well for me. And none of my friends can get Threads to work, so I don't know.
It must just be your particular, yeah, some people have the knack for Instagram or TikTok. I'm still a bit of a Facebooker, but I think also because I'm of a certain age, like I was the initial Facebook group and now I've aged out.
Exactly, me too. And it's sad because I get Facebook, and I wish
Yeah,
everyone else got Facebook still, but yeah,
it's
they really
uncool
don't.
to be a facey person anymore,
It's
but
so uncool.
I am trying to adapt to Instagram and to TikTok, but I'm actually very clumsy with aesthetics. So I'm like, I'm trying to create a reel and it looks so crazy. I'm throwing stickers on it, hoping someone likes it. But yeah, and then there's those natural people who can create videos and reels that look seamless. I'm like, oh, I'm out of the loop. Do you have support with creating video content or do you do it all yourself?
I pretty much do. That's one thing I pretty much do myself. And I have trialed kind of hiring people in the past, but it seems to be one of those things where I tend to find people don't can't do it as well as I can do it myself,
Mm.
which is a low bar. Um, so, um, so yeah, I just do it myself. I don't do it as much anymore as I used to when TikTok kind of was a big thing, sort of 2, 3 years ago. I would do 3 videos a day, every single day, sit there for an hour in the morning, make them all on my phone. And now I do one a day, and I tend to, the majority of ones that I post are like ones I've made 3 years ago, and I'm just reposting them because I can't be bothered making them anymore. Um,
Repurposing
and
content is a great way to operate, though. Like if you've got, I repurpose blogs, so why not video content?
oh, exactly. And if 300 people are seeing your TikTok every time you post, they are not noticing at all that you are posting the same stuff from
Yeah.
2 years ago
Mm.
because those 300 people are not, it's 300 different people every time, pretty
Yes.
much. So, exactly.
Now, the most important question from me is, are you coming to the launch night for GenreCon?
Yes, yes. And I've just seen that there's a theme today. I was sort of thinking about
Yes.
packing, and so I'm thinking about what my magical dress is going to be.
I've got to figure it out. The last time I came to GenreCon, I went all out with my costume, and I don't think I can top it. But last time I went, it was to come as your favorite book or movie character, and I ran to the costume shop, and the only thing I could find that kind of suited me was Cher from Clueless. So I had a long blonde wig on and the little check outfit. And I'm a little bit of a curvier lady. So I was like, oh, this is a bit of a gamble, but it was so much fun. So I've got to plan what I'll be wearing to the launch party, but I'm unsure because I'm thinking because it's casting spells. So maybe just
Yes,
something witchy, maybe, or my
that's sort of
hair
what.
is pink at the moment. So I'm like, oh, maybe if I get a purple shampoo instead, I might try Tonks from Harry Potter, maybe.
Oh, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've got a few. I've got quite a few witchy sort of outfits, so I think I can conjure something up. But we shall see.
We're running out of time though, and I don't even have to travel to Brisbane because I live here in Brisbane. I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to find a costume. But I do see that you have quite a sword collection at your place, but I don't think you'll be able to bring those on the plane.
Probably not, no.
No, you might get stopped on the way trying to carry one of
Yeah, they
those
t
with
they,
you.
they yeah they tend to frown on that.
And is that your collection or is it your husband's collection or a mutual?
Oh, it's both of ours.
Yeah.
We both have kind of an interest. We both met on archaeological digs. Like we both have an interest
Oh,
in
exciting.
history. Yeah.
It's good when you have a partner that you have a mutual interest in. When I met my partner, I'd said to him, I'm not normal. He's like, it's okay, I'm not normal. It's like, will you stop telling that story?
No, that's great. I mean, I think us people who are not normal have way more fun.
Yes, yes. Um, although at the time, when you're dating, of course, you're always like, I'm not like other girls. But in this case, I'm like, no, I'm really not like.
It's a very popular trope for a reason.
Yes, yes. So when you think back on it, you're like, oh, I was just like a stereotype. But well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate the chat. I'm looking forward to meeting you hopefully at GenreCon. So I might stalk you a little bit. Sorry, Steph.
Yes, please. I don't really know anyone going, so I am so excited to meet people and talk to people. And yes, please come and talk to me so I'm not alone in
All
a
by
corner staring
yourself.
at my shoes.
There are so
Yeah.
many lovely presenters this year that I don't think you'll feel lonely for a minute. But I'll make sure I come and say hello. And that to me, the GenreCon just each year is getting bigger and better, and it just has this really a community feel. So that you'll show up and everyone is happy to see you and welcoming, and it's like seeing old friends every year. So I'm looking forward
Aw.
to meeting you and for you becoming my old friend.
I can't wait. Yes, let's make that happen.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.